know they put a lot of time, effort, and everything into the product. So I'm really happy to be part of it. And thanks for all for being here. So moving on to the next slide. We're going to be looking at the interview, but the main purpose, as you might already know, but we already know that we want to make things easier. We already know that you guys have things that might be hard some of the days. So we want to make an easy interface and make everything from your business to be as efficient, as optimistic as possible. So in order, whatever might be the team communication, the guest management, and all the KPIs and statistics, obviously we want to simplify the process, and that's what this new tool and new interface will help us. We believe that we have a pretty efficient team, a good team. We're like 7 developers in house that they do a very good job. And also we have an excellent support team regarding all the people. So this is the webinars that we will be talking. First of all, today, we're just gonna give first introduction, give you some of the tips that we find out to be efficient. And on the next week, we'll be having a webinar for task module. And the following weeks, we will be following up by the guest and then the accounting module. You guys choose which one will be more interesting. All of them do have lots of tips, but obviously we know that time is efficient. So we will also put these videos later on for people that might be interested. So you guys will be able to watch them, obviously. Having said that, I think moving on, just as a first scene, I mean, the menu has changed. We have kind of created one unified menu where everything is inside, and we do have a secondary menu. And we have make rounds the bottoms kind of more easy to follow up, and just kind of giving some color into it. So we believe it might be more attractive. Regarding the calendar, we just put more icons, more visibility into everything. So I think will be more understandable of the follow and the path that we want to take off, and obviously to make things more user friendly and more appealing to the eye. Um, Obviously, we move into that direction, so it's definitely a good to go. And on the next one, we do have next slide for the task module. We kind of move out on the same direction regarding whatever it is the calendar, whatever it is the booking reservation that we had, and also the tasks that associate with each of the bookings that we have. So overall, we use moving towards some colors, obviously to putting and unifying the same context that we want to be using. And later on, we will be looking at the filters and all the different sections that we have to centralize. So having said that, I think the accounting module will also benefit from these features, from this kind of form that we want to take off. And obviously, it's just the same thing, same process, same logistic. It's just a way of visualizing a different way. But don't worry, we make things easier, not harder. So we definitely move into that direction. And the next slide, I think, is just mainly cover up the booking views. We have centralized. Before was only one page, and now we create the same version with the phone. Right now, you will be already most of you guys friendly and use already the app that we have, and we just keep the same content, the same format, and now we will be using it the same way for the computer, so it will be pretty easy to follow up. And last but not least, we do have the menus. As we say, we make one unified menu, which is pretty more efficient, kind of give it a dark tone, and put all the filters, whatever it is from the bookings, for the tasks, or anything similar. We put it the same way for the phone, and we have unify everything in one button. So it will be pretty convenient, pretty easy, very handy to find out. And let's go over it. I think next slide, Maria, you will already enlighten us with the web. So I think we're all excited to see it and being part of it, obviously.
Thank you, John, for the quick overview. So if we are going to go straight to the website of the new interface. As John was explaining briefly, the main visual changes that you will see from the old version or the current the version that we have been using up to now compared to this one, it's basically attempting to make it easy for the eye, make it not too busy, make it not too bulky, and at the same time provide as much information as we may need. Okay, so one of the things that you can differentiate between the old bookings list and the new one is that right now we have access to the guest name for the reservations, and that makes it a lot easier for people, for you guys, for property managers to find the bookings as well. If you click on the booking view, that's gonna unfold a side page.
Sorry to bother you. I think we haven't changed yet from the presentation, just regarding the link that we create.
Oh, why is it not presenting?
I think it's open up a new tab. So use maybe unpresent if you want for a bit, and just present a different.
Uh-huh.
I think that was kind of tricky. Sometimes happens
Mhm.
when we create a
I'm gonna
presentation.
stop
So
presenting and I'm gonna
there you
start
go.
presenting just the
I
page.
will obviously get to people. So yes, we're recording this, and we will be obviously creating some clips and putting everything just for
There
recording.
you go. Now
So
you
yeah,
see the page.
go for now. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, John, for letting me know. I was just staring at the screen I was supposed to be sharing without looking
Mm.
at the webinar screen. All right, so I was saying the main difference that we can find within the bookings view is that we can now find a column dedicated for the guest name. In this way, it will be a lot easier for property managers to be able to find the client names as well. We are dedicating a column for the reference that we have replaced to the very end, so like the most or main and relevant information is to be found at first. So when you click on any reservation on the view tab, that booking is going to come on a site window for you, containing all the different information for this booking, and that is mirroring the same layout that we have for the website. You will see that now Rental Ninja is a lot more harmonized between the website and the mobile application. Up to now, we had like very uh, different visual versions, different UIs. So within this booking view, now the client details, the booking details are divided into two sections. If you want to check any client details, you will find all of them in here. All those icons that are blue, not black, they are clickable, so they can take you to the route that it needs to be leading you to. And one feature that we've also recently added and is very convenient to use for many like basic operations and basic things that may need to be notified or processed within a reservation through the booking tags. In these booking tags, you can create them, all of them, through the settings page. This is a very visual way for you and the rest of the team to keep things at a glaze. Also, you can modify the check-in and check-out time straight from here as before, and you can copy the QR code login for the reference number. When we talk about that, we are referring to the guest portal. When your clients need to log into the guest portal, if for any reason you are, let's say, a large company and you have different check-in agents that may rotate from one property to the other, they may not know all the information by heart from every property. So if there's a question coming up by a guest or a phone call that is asking for certain details, it's now very easy to just click on this reference number, open a new tab, and log in to the guest portal as the guest, so you can quickly find the information and provide it to your clients. Also, you will always have the reference number of the booking source. Let's say booking.com Airbnb reservation will be listed here too. And by clicking on this site, it will also be redirecting you to the maps to reach your check-in agent or whomever may need to go straight to the property. Now we have a dedicated timeline that will give you all the different actions, movements that have been taken for any reservation. So this timeline responds only to this booking. So you can see at all times what happened, who did what was completed, what was created, and so forth. This is very handy when we need to have a person supervising the rest of the people, for example. Now, within the same bookings views, you will have the payment status where you can see the different amounts that have been paid at all times. This information is typically synchronized automatically from the channel manager that you are using if they are providing that payment synchronization. And you can also add payments manually from here. This is very convenient when you manage, for example, city taxes in cash and so forth. Now, on the desktop, we can also access the tasks. The tasks are slightly different than in the old website. The idea here is that we will be collecting all the all the tasks related to the booking, but we can also create tasks that are not repetitive, that are not scheduled on a recurring system. So let's say maintenance topics. We can keep communication with our team, and we can tag people just by adding an at, and they will receive a push notification on their mobile phone indicating them of that message as well. Now we have the lists of arrival and departures as well, and some other basic features that are slightly different to the eye are the reports. In these reports, you will be able to find further information, compare it with other periods, depending on the period that you have filtered. So let's say this year, then the periods is going to allow me to compare with previous years. And you can now, additionally from what we had before, is compare the statistics in the model that you want, whether you want to have it with a graph. And then you also have the breakout by properties down below. We've also added some new KPIs and statistics that are very, very handy in order to make decisions. And in the rental section, we've also changed the layout very much. Before, you used to have big folders responding to each one of the properties. And in there, you would find the menu representing individually the information of that rental. Let's say the media was only reflecting the media added to this property, the bookings were only reflecting this property's reservations, and so forth. Now we've also added a yearly calendar. This was very desired by many of Rental Ninja users. So now we have the calendar here, and we can add blocks straight from here too. And we also have the list of bookings only regarding to this reservation for future and past. And this will display all the bookings that you may have, not only the ones arriving within this month, but the history of the list of bookings that you have. Also, the media section is collecting all the properties. I mean, all the pictures related to that property, whether they come from payments, whether they come from tasks or bookings. And also in the info section, you will have a place where to gather all the information regarding to the rental owner or sensitive information about the property. Let's say the administration registry number of that property, for example. Now, also in the simple or basic features, the timeline has a different layout right now. We also have the possibility to decrease or maximize the view of those, and we have more filters to be able to select the events that we want to see. So now we can choose by event, and you can bulk unselect or select, or you can reset the filters and also filter out by property. Now, if by any chance you are customizing the filters in any way, also in the bookings and in the calendar lists, those filters will remain. So if, for example, let's say I'm in the calendar view and I am presetting a search here, I only want to see reservations coming that are direct bookings, and then, I don't know, booking.com reservations, and that's it. Now, if I go do something back and forth, these filters will remain for me. So I don't need to be searching back all the time. Another really good thing is that now we don't lose the site when opening a booking. We can see the information of the booking, but we will remain exactly where we were. Same thing if we are talking about the arrivals list. I can just click on here and the booking will be coming up. But if I'm like way down there, there's no more bookings here. Sorry, I'm gonna go to past.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty convenient tool, right? Especially you don't have to go tap to tap or back and forward. So it's kind of
Exactly. So if I'm right down here, I may be back in September or August last year. I can just open a booking and the list will remain right at the spot where I was. Now, alerts. Before we could only snooze alerts from the mobile application. Now you can also snooze alerts from the desktop version, which is super convenient. And you can also chat. You can open up your conversations in groups or individually from the desktop with anyone that belongs within your team members of your account. Now, also, we have a dedicated section for the announcements, which is going to be keeping you updated of everything that is coming new, any bugs that we have been fixing, etc. And then also in the support section, you're always going to be able to find the help center, to which we are working very deeply to provide more visual information, more videos, and so forth, to make it even easier for you to understand and follow along. Now, the settings page is a page where we have really tried to reorganize the information to keep everything that is regarding the account itself in one same place. So it's easy and logic for you to know, okay, that's something that applies to my entire account. So I need to go set it up within the settings page. That gathers some new sections that we are introducing with this new UI version of Rental Ninja. One of them is the rental owners section, where you can add your property owners. And then another place where you can create the booking sources. So where are your reservations coming from? And then also a client section that is going to be gathering all the client information within your bookings.
That's definitely the one I'm excited about, right, Maria?
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm really excited about that. So that's going to be right now, we're only giving you like the basic contact information. So the name, the email address, and the phone number if you have it. And that's what's going to be in there. But that's going to be an evolving feature. That's a very first stage of the clients section. And then same thing happens with fees. Now you're able to create internal fees in your Rental Ninja account. If you have extra services that you want to be able to provide, you can create them here, and that will help you further. Now, as John was saying in the very first part of the introduction, you have visually easy stuff like collapsing your menus. And then also we have a lot of features that we are introducing new, like being able to select by the booking source, being able to select by the booking tags that you may use. For example, baby cot, if you want to have the list of all the properties that have requested baby cots for a day, to be able to order the amount that you need or prepare it, things like that. And then also, when we talk about the professional plan modules, which include the guest portal, the task management and team management tool, and then also the accounting module, we've added filters. Filters that are supposed to help you narrow down searches for information that you may need to collect. For example, in the task module, I'll show you through now, but I'm going to go straight to this point first. When you want to, for example, collect, let's say, the list of all the jobs that have been completed by your team during this past month, I can come to the completed list of the team jobs list, and then I can select for which users I want to get my export file, and I can filter which jobs I want to be getting the report out of, for which period or for which properties. Then also, when you have those set up, you can just export that file if you need to create like any financial report for your accountant or for any external party that you collaborate with cleanings, for example, or with check-ins and so forth. That's something that is super easy now to do. And we've also added a search bar by keyword, and that responds to those jobs that we can create, one-time jobs related to your reservation, that they are not coming from a template. So we need to make it easy for you to find those jobs, right? So we just added a search bar here, and you can find those very easily now too. We've also added, in terms of setup, a really cool thing that was needed, that is the option to add recurring jobs, that the recurrency doesn't have anything to do with the bookings coming in and out, like reservations or guests coming in and out. The recurrency or the frequency of those is independent from the check-in and check-out dates, like cleaning the pool or keeping the yard maintained and tidy. Maybe you do that once a week, even though there's no guests. So that's a recurring job that doesn't have a relation to the booking. And then also we've added the option to create jobs that are, besides not being related to a booking, that are not related to a rental either. Okay, so you can create administration jobs. Now, a really nice thing that I'm excited to announce as well is that horizontal calendar. I know that some of you have already been using the new interface and been playing around with it, so some of you know. But now this horizontal calendar responds to the tasks, and we have different options. One calendar collects or gathers all the work by property, and then within that property, it will list you the bookings, and for every booking, it will list you the related jobs. You can access any job straight from here as well, in the same model, with a side window coming up and keeping the general glaze on the horizontal calendar. Now you can always edit those and reassign them if you need to, or change the inspector, or complete the job, edit it, or do whatever from here. Also, that becomes a checklist. So just by clicking on the little tab, you can just complete the job. And the ones that have the picture, you already know, means a picture is mandatory. Now, the second calendar view that we have, which I'm super excited about, is the resource calendar. That calendar is organizing the work by team member. So that's very easy for you to see the workload of each one of them, to see on a glaze who is up to date with their work and who is not, because the jobs that are completed will be painted in green with the inside, and the ones that are not completed will remain in red and not fulfilled. Then also you can reschedule or reassign the jobs just by dragging and dropping the jobs from one person to the other, or from one date to the other. Now, these calendars, you can also filter them by user or by role. And you can filter by keyword as well, because we also keep in mind those administrative works that or one-time jobs that are not related to bookings. Now, you also have different size views, whatever you feel is more convenient to you.
And this is also available from the web, so from the phone, right? So basically, if you want to use the same kind of calendars and the same type of creation jobs.
Exactly. Everything you do from the desktop looks and works exactly the same from the mobile application, and it's super handy. It's very smooth on the finger when you side slide the calendar, or when you need to reschedule or reassign the job. It's very smooth on the way of working it. So also those sizes will remain. It's not that you need to choose it every time. Now, I want to show you how a job looks when it's completed. For example, once the job is completed, the pictures that are added to that job will also be added to the booking that the job is related to. So I can see this picture here, but if I jump onto the booking, I'll be on the booking related to it. And if I go to the pictures, I will see the task picture added, but also I will be able to go to the tasks tab and find the same job that I was checking just right now. I can always see the status of all the jobs related to every booking from here, and I create jobs on the go, also from the mobile application, directly through this button right here. Now, tasks, generally, we've reviewed it. Most different things are covered. on the mobile application, I would love to see if I can share the mobile application on this screen. John, I'm going to try to open it. Let me know if that shows, or I need to stop presenting and start presenting again.
Yeah, let's try it again.
No, you're not seeing my screen. Oh, that's too
No.
bad. Okay, I'm going to stop presenting and start presenting again. Let's see if it works.
Great. I think it will be really convenient to people to see. Obviously, remember that next week we will be having the task module more in deep, but I think it will be good to have a quick overview, see if it's already something that you know or not, and then yeah, expect to see you next week too, right, Maria?
Yeah.
We'll be here.
Yeah, we'll definitely be here.
Mhm.
No, it's not allowing me to show. Yeah, found it. Okay.
Lovely. There you go.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, so right now I'm on the task module. Now you can see these tabs right here are the ones that I have right here. And if I side scroll, let me see if it allows me to do that. If I side scroll, I find the resource calendar as well, the calendar organized by property, but also, which is new, now I have access to the job templates and the scheduled jobs. So if I need to edit anything on the go, or I'm traveling, or I'm having a coffee at the terrace downstairs, I can just do it straight from here, which is super convenient. And I love it. And I use it so much myself. You can also add recurring jobs straight from the mobile application. Now, okay, let me jump back.
This is only available for admin, right? So basically, all these kind of creating tasks and everything, you just
Depending on the role that you have.
great call.
So let me check, for example, here, if I go to the tasks, also I can show you exactly the same I was showing you on the desktop. I can create the jobs straight from here very easily, and having the list of the templates that I have created for my account as well. And I can assign it to a generic role or to any individual team member right here. Now, let me show you the guest module. I'm going to start from here, and then we're going to jump onto the desktop. In the guest module, all the settings part, now you also have it on the mobile application, which is also new. And another new thing, which is really cool, is that you can decide for which properties you want to enable the pre-check-in form. Up to just a little bit ago, you were either deciding to enable the pre-check-in form for all rentals or disabling it for all. So now you can choose for which rentals. And also, right down below, you can choose for which properties you want to request what property. What information regarding arrival, but also passports and pictures and so forth. All right. And also, we added the search bar, thinking of you people with many rentals, which makes it easy. Also, you can edit the guides from here, view them as well, and also edit the rental settings, which is the contact information, the guest, the check-in information, and so forth. You can do everything on the go now. There's no limits. Now I'm going to jump back to the desktop version. So we need to keep doing this back and forth.
Yeah, we'll see what's kind of a better way of doing this, but yeah.
That was the first attempt with this program. People deserves to know.
Mhm.
All right. So now back to guest portal, guest module within the desktop. The general settings looks exactly the same as on the mobile app, with the option to select property by property, which information we need. And then also the addition of guides now has a preview that allows you to see how that property looks for the guest when the guest is checking that. So you have as many languages as you've added. And here you can remark certain information with the addition of text that we provide. Now, I'm going to jump onto the last section that contains the professional plan, which is the accounting. And the accounting, we've also tried to keep it as similar as it was up to now, and just changed some things visually to make it more mild, more simple to the eye, but again, more clear. Okay. So you are still able to find the statements list, and you can view the statements individually with all the information, and you have an action button that will allow you to do everything straight from here. And then you can also edit, email, or delete the statements from here. Also the download button, of course. Now, same thing for payments. It will look exactly the same. We've just collected a column with all the different actions that you can do at the end, and we will be indicating the invoice number very soon on this column. Instead of just indicating yes, it's going to indicate the invoice number to make it easy for you to find also through the search bar, which is also a new feature. Now, the scheduled statements looks exactly the same. It's a very straightforward form that you need to complete once. And from the moment that you complete it, the system is going to be working for you autonomously. And there will only be manually editing when you need to add any extras to a particular payment of any statement. Now, lastly, but to me not least, we have the control center in the accounting, which is really the only place where we know what is the net revenue for each one of the stakeholders, collaborators, rental owners, and you guys as an agency. So in here, you can take very detailed as you make your accounting. You will be able to get that report with the same logic, and then you can export it as an image or export it as a document, and then be able to share that with your stakeholders or your rental owners to keep them informed and be transparent with them and strengthen that trust relationship with your rental owners.
That's a pretty good cool tool also because you can export the PDF with the same visual, right? So it's not a Excel sheet that you have to do some work and stuff. It will be already very visual, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. To me, this is ideal. This is really what makes the difference. So be able to send like a very customized report. Like I only want to send the report of Leonardo with his rentals, and then that gives me the comparison with the previous years. And being able to send that information in just 2 clicks for my rental owner, to me that is precious. That is something
Yeah.
adds a lot of value. So all in all, these are the general things that I can explain about the new things coming, except like besides the visual differences that we can see in Rental Ninja. I don't know if you have questions for us. If they come up later in time, you can also reach us through the chat button right down here. You can also find the helpful setup and onboarding articles straight from here as well. And we will be happy to assist and to discuss anything together whenever you need.
Also, Maria, don't forget about the task. We have created maybe a quick list of things that if you haven't done, you could kind of go over it. And there is a task section under that dot you could cover. And someone asks, Sophia is asking if she can create one-time job connected or not to a property. I think she's referring to the task module, recurring jobs, but if she's connected or not to a property.
So yeah, whenever you are in the calendar, for example, you can go to non-booking job. And then if you select no rental, then it remains like an admin job and it will be gathered here. We can do that as a test for Sophia.
Yes, exactly.
We're gonna say the super urgent job. She needs to do it just right now. I'm gonna assign it to Alexa myself. So this job has no rental related and no booking related. Now it appears in the non-rental section of my calendar.
And
Also, if I do
obviously,
the resource calendar, that job is also going to be appearing here. John, you were saying?
I was going to interrupt, but basically, I think you covered up the question. And also, the other one was like you could actually send this job to you could create it or link it most probably to a booking tool if you want it, right? To
Yeah,
a property.
also if you want to do that, so we can go like, okay, if I select a rental now, apartment Eddie, now this is going to be a task related to the rental, but there's no booking related to it. Yes. Instead, if I want to create a one-time task related to a booking, I can do it in two different ways. I can come to the booking that I need to create the task for, and then I go to tasks, create job, and then I create the job.
Lovely.
Now, this is a very simple job. I just created it and it's here. Now, the person that has been assigned for that job just receives a push notification on the phone saying this needs to be done. Or also, it will be collected in the timeline. So if I go to the timeline, the system is going not to me because I am the one that created the job. So I don't need to be notified of it. But the person that has been assigned to that job will see here in the timeline job created and assigned to me.
That's great. Also, someone was asking if they can invite team owners and property owners.
We didn't talk about team members at all. That's a great question coming up here. So we also have new stuff in the test team members section. So you can invite anyone. You can invite anyone you want in our vacation rental agency. We also invite, for example, the accountants of our rental owners to remove work for them.
Yeah.
So they are the ones getting the information and being able to check that. So let's check any rental owner. This is a demo for my rental owner member. So you can invite them, and the default permissions for that rental owner are very, very limited. They are only supposed to be able to see their own information and be able to block dates, for example, most of the times. But if you want, you can enable any of the other permissions for that rental owner regarding to the media, regarding to money related, regarding to booking and client details, anything within the permissions list. And then also, which is new too, before sending the invitation to your team, to your rental owners, you can preview the set of permissions that you have given them to be sure that they will be seeing exactly what you want them to see, not more, not less. So with the preview button, you will be impersonating the account, seeing what they would be seeing in terms of permissions, but ignoring the rentals selected. The rentals that you will see here are still the ones that you have access to, not the ones that the rental owner has access to. Okay?
Good definition. And stopping by here also, the money related, sorry, that is the net and the gross. Some people ask about this. If you want to maybe cover that pretty quick, I think will be really convenient for people to
Okay.
view.
All right. So one first thing, if you don't want your rental owners to see the report section in regards to the money statistics, the default is that they will not see them. If you want them to see money-related statistics from the report center, then you need to activate it. Now, there is another money-related section, which is with the bookings. So in the booking information, normally, up to now, the only possibility was to show the client, the rental owner, the gross values. So the gross values include the OTA commission, include the Airbnb commission, and so forth. So that was generating many times a lot of like confusion, maybe, because the owner was saying, okay, the guest is paying so much, but I'm getting so little. So where's the money going? And a lot of you were requesting the possibility to be able to calculate, even if it was approximate, the amount of the OTA commission and detract it from the value to be displayed for the owner. So what we have done is we have given the possibility to see the cost breakdown, but
there is the drop down, as you remember, on the right hand side. If you click on it,
I am sorry. Yeah, thank you. That's another thing. I need to get used to the new user interface myself. So here, when you enable the cost breakdown, you are able to choose whether you want them to see only the gross final price, which includes the OTA and all the fees, or if you only want them to see the rental price without cleaning fee and taxes and stuff, only see the rental price minus OTA commission, or if you want them to see the net rental price, but that includes the cleaning fee and the taxes and the city tax and so forth. The difference here is between this one and this one, which both show the net. The only difference is that this one will not be showing the cleaning fee. It will only be showing the rental price minus OTA commission.
Great.
Okay. Instead, if we choose that one, they will be seeing the net rental price, but then they will be seeing the fees and the services, which may include OTA commission. They're part of the OTA commission.
That's pretty clear. I think we have 2 questions here. I'm just gonna see which ones are. Someone anonymous. I think we already covered. Can we invite team staff also? If owners, but also team staff. Obviously, this is made for the team staff, right? For the task module. And one question here will be: is there a way that we can save all apartment instructions with pictures in the guest portal as a Word, as a PDF?
So yeah, if it's a Word, okay, that's a good question too. So right now, let me jump to that. Right now, if you want, you can add an element as rich text. And in the rich text here, you can paste the content of your Word. A PDF, you cannot upload a PDF because the idea of this is that we make it more digital. Adding a PDF is not really friendly with the digital path that we are taking. So as of right now, uploading a PDF is not very much what we were intending with the digital guides. But a Word, the document, you can copy the information on the Word and paste it here. And as you can see, you have the same options of edition that you have on Gmail, for example, like when typing an email, you can use headers, you can put colors and use palettes for it. You can add links, you can do all that stuff. So you can do it straight from the rich text option. It's important that you remember it's the rich text option.
Really convenient and really easy to use, kind of for the ones that we don't know that much about HTML.
Exactly.
I had a quick question. Someone is also saying we don't have to create the text in HTML anymore. I think she's excited. Yeah. Yes, we don't
Is
need
that
to.
Sophia?
Yeah. No, it's Anna.
Yeah, it's Anna. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Actually, I have a note. Anna, I'll reach out to you about this. I think I have some news that you may like.
Lovely. So she will be happy. She's already happy here. And also one Emma, she was asking before, what is the difference between the first and the third options that we were covering up with the money related. The first one is the gross, obviously, and the third one, we're saying that includes kind of everything, so the rental price, the fees, and also the commission, right? So what might be the main difference between the first and the third option regarding to that?
Okay.
Money related, yeah. And
so here,
yes,
this is the gross. So this includes the OTA commission. We are not subtracting the OTA commission here. Instead, this is the same as this, but excluding the OTA commission.
there you go. That's kind of the difference. The main difference is the commission, right?
Yeah, this is the gross final price and this is the net final price plus fees and services.
Lovely.
Normally, if you read the text in here, we try to make it very intuitive. If in any case you read any of this and it doesn't make sense to you, send us a quick message through the chat box down there. We can always try to make it more clear.
That's true. Thanks. It makes sense. The description is not that clear on the third option, and yeah, that's something that maybe we'll have to work a little bit our way and find out. Yeah.
Very good point, Emma. I just see what you wrote. It says and OTA commissions. That's true.
Yeah, it's exactly the same description.
Yeah, so that's what we need to remove. We need to remove and OTA commissions. All right, good. Thanks. Good point, Emma. Thank you.
Lovely. So if you want to come back to the presentation, or do you have any other things you want to cover up? Maybe today, I think we kind of cover a lot of things, right?
Yeah, I think I don't want it to be too dense. I rather that you all now play with it. You touch. You got to know you all have access already. By going to the URL app.rentalninja.com.
Just
There
send it
you go.
here, just in case.
Yes.
So people can have access and just play
You
a
can
little.
all log into your own account through this URL, and we really hope that you enjoy it. Get your feedback over to us.
Mhm. Great. If you want to use to complete, Maria, I had something prepared on the presentation pretty quick, which is for those that don't have access yet. They're figuring out if they, how can I work with you guys? I like the product. I like what you guys offer. How can I be
Yeah.
part of it? Right. So it's
Yeah.
just a matter of how to get sync, and we'll be.
Yeah. So if you don't have an account with us just yet, you can go to try.rental.ninja.com, and on there you can create your account. If you are working with any of the channel managers that we partner with, you will need to create your account through the connection with them. And if you have any questions, you can just drop us a message, or also you can schedule a meeting, an online meeting with us through the same landing page, the try.rentalninja.com.
And also, we have social
With,
media. They can always follow us on social media, contact us there, and see what we can obviously come up to.
yeah.
Last question that we had, someone is asking us, what is the main benefit, or maybe what's the value proposition? We covered up a little bit at the beginning. If you want to kind of tackle with this, that would be great. And I think to wrap up, the last question
Yeah.
was good.
I can make a statement. I can. So I think that our main proposition has been transforming itself into more and more every time. And if I now have to resume it in one sentence, I think that it is trying to give you all the tools possible to make you gain control and make you gain efficiency and make you increase the margin of your revenues and your rental owners' revenues, while increasing the, let's say, um, enjoyability of your guests of staying with you, and making you save money. We understand that all these tools are essential, needed nowadays to run a company in the industry that we work in, and we understand that there are a lot of add-ons here and there, and we need to keep things under control.
I like it. That comes along with the slogan, right? If you want to tell us what's the slogan coming up.
Well, it's hosting made easy. Hosting made easy.
Great. I think that's a good way of wrap up kind of the call today, right? Obviously, with a good sentence, with a good way of finishing up. So, thanks all for being here. Thanks for being part. Obviously, if you have any other question that we haven't covered, we can send you an email or just contact you or reach us. Yeah, from my end, Maria, do you want to say
I
goodbye?
just want to thank you all. Thank you all for being here. It's been a pleasure. I expect your messages. I expect your questions. And hopefully, we will see some of you in the next webinar next week.
Remember, we will be talking about the task module next week, and then we will be covering it next week too. It's going to be 1 week meeting and task, guest, and accounting. That's kind of the order, the
We're
menu.
doing an education month, the month of education.
It does look like, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see you there. Okay. Have a great evening, the rest of you.
Likewise, looking forward. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, George.
Bye.